I'm Becca Curran, and this is my 15112 term project. It's called One Night at Freddy's, which is modeled after the game Five Nights at Freddy's. So when the user opens up the page, they can immediately see they can start a new game, resume a game, or click the instructions. In the instructions, it explains that the user is a security guard, that there are creatures moving around at night, and that they have access to do two things. They can close the doors to ensure that the monsters don't come into the office, which is how you would lose. They can also check the cameras. If they close the doors the whole time, they will run out of power. They can check the cameras and they will still lose power, but it won't be as much. So it's to their benefit to check the cameras and only close the doors when they see the monsters getting closer to their room. The shift starts at 12 and they have to make it 6 hours. The instructions are interactive, so it shows you pretty clearly how you can close the doors and lose power. It also shows you how to check the cameras, where you're located on the map, and where the animatronic creatures start. It also shows you where the animatronic creatures move. So one of the most challenging parts of this game was creating algorithms for when the creatures move. They move at different times, it's random, they move also based on each other and where the other monsters are located. They may or may not get more aggressive as night goes on, things like that. Were all pretty challenging when it came to making this game. And those are all things that the user has to deal with throughout the game. Also, the graphics will correspond to where the monsters are, so you'll be able to see if you said like the bunny creature wasn't in this room and he was in this room, you would see an image of him appear in this room. And so the user has to check and look into the cameras to see where they are. And lastly, camera 1C is special. There is a fox creature in here, so if the user forgot to check the cameras and only watched these ones the whole game, this fox creature gets more aggressive if people aren't paying attention to him. So he opens the curtain and he will make a run down this west hall, and he will come into the office if you haven't closed this door. So let's try the game. So starting on this page, you can see the animatronics are all in here. Your power is decreasing because you're not on the office screen, and your time will gradually increase throughout the night. Also, something special about this is the kitchen runs on only audio. So if there's a creature in here, you'll be able to hear the banging pots and pans, but you won't be able to see them. And you can see this fox creature is already starting to come out of Pirate Cove because you haven't monitored his camera. And the duck has moved. Something else that's really cool about this game is the pause button. You're able to save games. Term project, cool. And from there, you can save over top of it. You can also go back home and we can start our game from where we left off. We can resume. And you can see the duck has moved to here, and the fox is moving out because you haven't checked his camera. And there are also error messages if you save incorrectly. So, and that is the sound it makes if there's a monster in the kitchen. And you can see the bear is here. But we're running out of power, so that's not good. And at this point, once you're out of power, you're not capable to hold the doors closed, and you also can't check the cameras anymore. So the user was very poor in monitoring the power, and the only thing they can do now is sit and wait for the monsters to come into the office. And that is the coolest part of the game, the jump scares. So each of the creatures, if they enter the office, has a different jump scare that will go off. And then it takes you to the better luck next time screen if you lose, and you can replay. Or if you were good and monitored your power well and closed the doors at the right times, you can make it till 6 a.m. and you win, and you go to a similar screen and you can also replay. So thanks for watching. This was my 15-112 turn project.